when black people want to compliment someone, like, look at you, yellow shirt. Like, hey, polka dot.
Yeah.
Look at you,
out, mellow
polka
yellow.
dot.
That's how you feel.
I actually hate those moments on podcasts. People like say something profound and they're like,
Not to go back to pumping Caleb's head up because he doesn't need it anymore. But one thing I can say.
He's on songs now.
wait, it's time for our weekly segment called That's
crazy.
That's crazy.
Ready? Let's get it. Absolutely not. That's, oh boy. Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of That's How You
feel.
Yes, we're starting to sing it. Mariah started a thing.
I am your host.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I would like to be your host. I'm Caleb Anthony. I'm joined by my co-host, as always, Mr. Levi.
What's up, everybody?
And as always, thank you for watching. Like, comment, remember to share. Y'all are not commenting. I'm not gonna start complaining right now. I can't off the bat. I can't start just.
Yeah,
fresh
we
off
would
the
like
bat.
to. You may recognize this person from some past episodes.
Oh, we're introducing her already?
Yeah, because I
Okay.
feel like
Guess who's back?
they're, like
back,
I've
back.
noticed when we have guests, we just introduce ourselves first, and then we'll do our talking, and then it's like
We
they've
just
been,
sit
they've
here.
been, well they've been chatting, and then halfway through we're like, oh yeah, this is
We didn't even do a mic check. We good? Okay. So,
yeah.
We good.
Anyways,
Mikaela. Is
Back again.
guess who's back?
Is she technically like the first
I'm
return
shady.
guest? Like other than like, I mean, because
She's the first 2-time return guest
yeah,
because she was in the
technically,
mac
yes.
cheese.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm at it on my 3rd time.
Bro. Like yeah, she's
I've made it.
third time.
Look, Ma made it.
I'm like basically a part of the group. I kept saying my podcast. Have you guys seen my podcast? They're like, it's not yours,
All right,
it's
let me get rid of
ours.
these. This is stupid. All right,
Thank you
I'm
for
sorry.
realizing that.
Nah,
I wear my
I
sunglasses at
I
night.
like certain podcasts.
So
People,
I can so.
whatever. Anyway, hey,
Okay. Yeah, sunglasses inside is wild.
so there was a nice kicks, by the way. Nice new shoes. I'm talking
Thank
to
you.
Levi. Sorry,
Oh,
your shoes
thank
are
you.
also very nice.
I was-
as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know if the camera can
But-
see either one of y'all's, but I'm recognizing them.
Those
Okay.
are fresh.
Dude, you already scuffed them too
What?
on the side. Ooh.
Well, I was hurrying
Do you
because
clean
I
your
was.
shoes?
Um,
I know your answer is going to be no.
I'm bad. I don't really know.
If you get that scuff off like immediately, like within the next 2 days, it'll actually come off.
what do you do to clean your shoes?
Just a good old toothbrush and some Oxy White.
Okay, maybe I'll do it. I'm bad because typically I'll let them get like dirty and worn.
If you
and
like
then I'll
clean
just
them
buy a
though,
new pair.
then yeah, they stay clean.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I like to dirty a
That's
shoe up. Like, I like-
crazy, right?
if I think I'm gonna like keep a shoe clean, I'll keep it clean. But like once like it gets past a certain point, I'm like, you know what? These
Yeah.
are
Bumpy
beaters
shoes.
now. And
Yeah.
then like
Yeah.
I love them.
Beaters. I
the
feel like
more
those are
they
such
get
a
dirty.
thing.
I got shoes with. I literally have.
Hey,
a
wear
pair of
your
shoes.
beaters. We're about to go do something.
I got shoes with holes in them, like that I wear.
Why
Like
would
I
they
can't
say
do
that?
I can't.
I
do that.
love
Wear your beaters.
because like they're so beat up. Like
When
it's
you say
like
beaters, I feel like
Where would you go to wear the
wife
beaters?
beaters.
the farm.
Right, like, hey, make sure you put your beaters on.
Yeah, the farm.
I feel like you're talking about like wife beaters when you say beaters.
Nope.
That's that independence in you.
Sneakers. Talking about sneakers.
Is that
And my
independence
beaters
food,
are
right?
they're
Got my
Vans
white
too.
beater
It's
on.
a pair of Vans I've had for like 10 years, probably like 12 years.
Yeah, they're
I won't get rid of
actually skateboarders, and I correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah, they
America.
like to beat 'em up.
Yeah, and they call them like dirty whites.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel I used to be a skateboarder. I
Uh,
would, a skate cruiser, I would say.
quick
Not a
birthday.
cruiser.
I would not. I would
You
not
would
get
sit
one-
on the skateboard and cruise. Like this.
No,
paddling along.
I loved like riding on a skateboard. I was too scared to do tricks.
Yeah.
And one time we were at a skating park and they wanted me to go down the ramp.
Yeah.
And I tried it so many times, and then I finally fell, and like my leg was like, when your leg's like sideways, and you're not sure if like
Oh yeah.
yeah.
That's
and
not
then,
good.
but I was good, but I just was limping for days. You know, now I have arthritis every time it rains.
I have arthritis when it rains too.
Caleb, how old are
It's
you?
actually really sad.
I don't know how old I am. But speaking of my age, there is a recent birthday shout out. Can you guess who?
Was it Mikaela?
No, Michaela's birthday's not till November.
Demont.
Demond's birthday. Okay, you know what? That is true. Actually, in 2
we
days,
already
it's
said- We already
Demond's
said
birthday.
happy birthday to him.
birthday.
We already said happy birthday to him.
Anyway, but by the time this airs, his birthday will have come and gone. Another person's birthday I was thinking about.
I feel really bad now.
I'm gonna ask you if you still feel bad after I tell you whose birthday it was recently. Harrison Buckers.
Oh, okay.
It is what it is, right?
He recently had a birthday.
He's mad because I wouldn't let us talk about that
Do you
controversy. on the
want to
podcast.
wish Harrison Bucker
happy birthday?
I feel like I'm lost.
Do you know about the controversy?
I only feel like Butker I know is the Chiefs kicker.
That's the
Yeah.
guy. It's his birthday.
He spoke at a school which happened to be the same religion as him. All this stuff. Anyways, he said,
I think
"Yeah,
this was
he
like a
said
graduation
things,
speech.
His commencement speech was in bad taste.
And they tried to cancel him because cancel culture. And
What did he say? Oh, we don't want to talk about it.
That women shouldn't be professionals.
he didn't say that.
Oh,
exactly.
I do recall this.
And
He
that
said
they
that they
should,
have a
like,
place.
Be in he said several things that I don't agree with.
Well, and I'm not saying I agree with everything. I think
You
a
agree
lot
with
of
some of it though.
I think a lot of things were taken out of context, and I think
Yeah, maybe this was the wrong one.
I'm sorry. I'm
no,
so
real
sorry.
quick.
I baited you.
You
into
wanted
this.
to talk about this for a long time.
No, no, not anymore though. It's old.
Oh, you better stop, sit down, and shut up.
Okay. I'm gonna get this ready then.
No, I think there's things that, like, specifically I can talk about with my wife.
Go on.
When you do become a parent, I think your mindset does change. And my wife has said, like, she would love to be a stay-at-home mom, and
I don't know that I would say that I would ever love that.
and that would be her dream, you know.
Yeah.
And that's everyone's prerogative. I don't think that
this is fun.
graduation was necessarily the right place to say it. I
Yeah.
knew it. I almost called it upstairs.
I need a knife.
But anyways, no, I don't agree with everything, but
Yeah.
I don't agree in cancel culture either.
I understand. We shouldn't be canceling people, except for some people need to be canceled.
Yes.
Yep. But before that,
I don't
I'm
agree with it, but this one person.
while I'm working on this, we got some comments from previous episodes.
Yeah, we
Levi's
do.
gonna take that and
actually,
read them.
while you're talking, I'll do the comments and we can go back to the short story that you have about Rachel and Kathy.
Yep.
Okay. Also, I want to clarify something from last week's episode.
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. No, so remember I was talking about how Julia says put away your shovel?
Mm-hmm.
And we said because of jabs. I said it incorrectly. It's because she says I'll make digs at her, and so she'll be like, put your shovel away. That was the reference to it. Does that make more sense?
Now it makes perfect sense.
Yes, I know. It was like
Because you don't jab
last
people with a
Thursday I was
shovel.
like, it was digs. That's what I was trying to get. Yeah. So he's like, you jab people with a shovel?
Be like, sometimes.
Depends on situation. All right, we would like to read some comments. This one comes from Avery Clemens. From a country folk, I agree with Levi. Thank you. Square toes are for outdoor work and point toes are for nice events. Cowboy hats are also to get the sun out of your eyes besides looks. So that was in regards to our episode with Emily Miles on men's fashion. It's okay. Make some noise. She'll cut it out.
She's just gonna have to mute my mic because my mic is gonna pick up all this.
It's all right.
We're gonna find out.
We'll wait.
It's an ASMR.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's not.
But thank you, Avery. You've actually commented a lot, actually.
Has she?
Yeah. So thank you for sharing, following, and thank you for confirming what I said because I question myself all the time.
My producer is just like, she's just looking at me like, you picked this time to open this right now.
JMusic6729, shout out your brother, said Joe 4 has made this podcast more legit and hilarious than anything y'all could do. Hate is gonna hate. What am I gonna say? Right?
They always do.
It's also Caleb's brother, so he's always gonna harp on him. But
He's gonna dig at me with a shovel.
yeah, put your shovel away, Josh. And then, speaking of Joe, Joliet commented, I went to a convention and took a ton of pictures with my friends, only to realize later that I had broccoli between my two front teeth. The world is full of Caleb's. Which, would you tell someone if they had something in their teeth?
Yes.
Thank you. He's
That's
gonna
like
be
our
mad.
5th high five. That's crazy. Oh, 4. That's crazy.
But while you're doing that, you can talk. What's
Yeah, there definitely was a better way to do this, but that's okay. I'm still figuring out.
I don't know
kinks.
what he got, guys. This is really cool.
Like,
He
where
said
did
it
he
was for
order
the
it from?
podcast. He made it.
There was a
in.
lot of Mandarin on the packaging.
Fun fact: one time I worked in a factory.
Did you really?
Yeah, I went on a mission trip to China, and like a part of the work that we had to do, we like worked in the factory for a day.
Really?
It was very tedious.
I was gonna say, how was that experience?
I was like, I'm gonna stick to where I'm headed.
Yeah. How was the mission trip overall to China? That would be. I'm not. heard it.
It's very interesting. It's very like, well, one, you can't go there and like evangelize or like speak about God. So it was a lot of just like loving people through your actions. So honestly, it taught me like how to do that here.
Yeah.
Of like just loving people and like just leading by that, and then hoping that they would like follow in that way.
Chat, hold this.
Rather,
I love that.
yeah, than like saying something.
Yeah.
Don't
'Cause
pull.
you can't.
Just hold.
They'll literally kick you out of the country.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I think it's a really cool perspective because in America today, people don't love one
Right.
another.
Yeah.
Well.
Right.
And I do.
That's scripture.
I do try to do that with my.
They'll know
whole
we
heart.
are, we are
I'd rather-
Christians by our love.
Yeah. I don't want to judge someone. I'd rather love you through
Yeah.
everything. You
Yeah.
know. So,
I've gotten better at that. I definitely used to judge people.
what does THYF stand for?
That's crazy.
Oh, I thought I got the letters wrong.
Could you
scared.
imagine if he opened it? He was,
Man, I looked at this like
Zippy.
4 times on Amazon. I was like, make sure I got it right. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I got it wrong.
I mean, I would not.
Like, this is my luck.
Why don't you explain what it is for the people who are only listening and not watching?
Oh, that's right.
No, forget that.
This is a sign. It is a light up. What are these called? Like a
True.
neon sign?
Yes.
It's a neon sign, and it says THYF, which stands for.
That's
Ready?
how you. Oh, sorry.
No, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how you feel. If you watched the episode on dating that Mikaela was on, you would understand the reference to 1, 2, 3, 4. Which to bring
Do
up,
I need to trademark that?
we might need to. Which I will say, I did get invited back to the cookout because I was
yes,
able
you
to
did.
join mid-dance.
Yes,
Yeah.
you did it.
Insert that clip, Julia. Insert it. Prove everybody. Come on now.
That was a funny moment. Your wife was just over there like,
Yeah, I'm glad.
I was
she
like,
did-
what's happening?
Are you good?
Bro, I'm having a time over here right now. I am fighting for my life right now. But I'm fine.
Is it gonna light up?
I didn't plug it in.
Oh, I'm holding it. Okay. Do you want to hold it?
You can set it
Michaela,
down.
do you want to hold it?
You can set it
Probably
down.
not.
This will be on the next episode. It'll be up and live and ready to go. We're becoming official.
Yeah.
We got a website coming.
Yeah, we do actually.
Watch out.
We got merch coming.
Watch out.
We got a sneaker deal coming.
Ooh,
Yeah.
sneaker deal.
Yeah.
What sneaker deal?
Skechers.
Rough. Walmart
Hey,
is
if
wild.
Skechers call us,
Actually,
I'm rocking them.
After today's post, I don't think Walmart will sponsor us. After us harping on their over the
Oh,
Apple Pay.
yes.
Yeah.
All right, so my Kathy story.
Yeah.
Change something.
So I was at church, and some person I didn't know this person. She walks up to me and she says, "Hey, I just want you to know I watched the podcast. Kathy recommended it to me, and I'm really, really, really enjoying it." And I was like, "Thank you so much for watching. I don't know who Kathy is. Who's Kathy?" And she goes, "She's right there." And she was literally standing right. And Kathy's like, "You know me?" And I was like, "I promise you, I don't know who you are, but I have met her."
Here's what you
before."
have to do, though.
You
Caleb.
didn't know her?
Nope.
If someone is
Also,
like
she's
saying
watching. Hi,
they know
She will
you,
be.
fake it till you make it.
Hi, Kathy.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Well, that segues right in.
I'm not about to start
He
lying
just told
to
him
people.
to be a fake friend.
Well,
I gotta like.
He already is.
I made a decision when I was.
You hear that?
I did. I'm gonna let you have it though. No, but I made a decision when I was like a little while ago, some years ago. I was like, I'm not gonna keep pretending like I know people. If I don't know, I'm like, hey, I don't know who you are. Remind me of your name, like just because I'm.
Yeah. I don't feel like you have to be so like, hey, I don't know who you are.
Nah,
So
man. Let us
Like
aggressive
know.
you need
about
to
it.
let them know, like, I don't know you. and then you're like, "What's your name?"
Or
again?
I'll try to be like, "Hey, remind me your name again. I'm so sorry."
That's better.
That's much
Cut
better.
out that first part.
Nah.
I don't know who you are.
Nah, I like that.
You don't know me.
Security.
I don't mind it. It was like, look, because I said with comments, "Who's Kathy?" And she was right there, and I was like,
That's so awkward. See,
"Nice to see you."
If you
It's
cut
good.
that out,
Hey,
Which yesterday
she was upset.
it was yesterday was church. Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt bad because I want to say. See, the thing is I get Rachel and Kathy mixed up.
Not me. Kathy wouldn't let me forget it. Now I know exactly who she is.
I want to say it was Rachel. She was at the slushie machine and she offered Brooklyn a slushie, but I was like, no, she does not need the sugar because that girl, if she would have had slushie, there would have been no nap.
Actually, sorry, I realized I'm lying. I still would like, "What's up, big dog?" If I don't know nobody, I'm like, "Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing, guy?" And I don't know who it is I'm talking to.
You know.
Because by then it's
fake
like,
it
I'm
until you make it.
not gonna fake. Yeah,
Go on, be a fake friend.
I know this is going to sound terrible, but in my job, a lot of times I have to fake it.
Oh, for
because
sure.
there's so many people I meet that they will remember me from an encounter, and
Yeah.
I will recognize
Yeah.
their face. And so
I have done that before.
Yeah.
In court, and they're like, "I've seen her before. She was here last week." And I'm like, "Oh." I didn't even look across to like look the person in the eye. So I was like, I didn't see you. But if she said that, then I was probably there. But it actually was wrong that one time.
do we want to introduce Mikaela? Things
Oh,
about
like
her?
things about her.
We gotta give new
Since
things.
the last time she was on the episode, have I learned 3 new things about her?
We didn't introduce 3 new things.
I gave one though, and like when I gave the things, like you like looked at me like that's crazy. Like
You said I loved, like, you were like, she is a huge fan of soccer.
I said you're a soccer fan.
I've gone to one soccer game. I like sports.
Yeah.
You want me out your old email address?
Oh, that's crazy.
Well, actually, it's not a current one, right?
Go ahead then.
I think it's still active. I bet it's.
it is still active.
So yeah, so leave me alone. Anyway,
It's soccer.girl with the U instead of the I.
Girl.
trying to be like, hey, she
Hey,
plays soccer.
girl. I did play a lot of soccer growing up, but I'm not like a huge fan. That's just, I'm sorry. That just was crazy.
Well,
But I didn't mean that. He
Mikaela
knows
is
fact.
a lawyer,
I am a lawyer.
which is boss
Don't
status.
call her.
Boss.
And then
Real estate and
also,
landlord
I want
tenant
to
call me.
shout out another plug because I want everyone to get out there and hear about this. But she also is a member of the Run It Black Running Social Club.
Yes.
So
Yes, she is.
Caleb's
We
there
are.
too, but he, no,
Caleb's-
I'm kidding.
Not Caleb.
He was-
Levi said he was going to show up, but he never came.
I told you I'm
Oh,
coming.
yeah, you're right.
this
You're right.
Saturday.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's crazy about this Saturday?
What?
I'm not going to be
Both
there.
of us ain't gonna be there.
Hold it down for both of us.
Pull up.
Pull up.
Pull up on me.
That's right. Be quiet over there, Shades.
Okay.
Shades.
So I had a thought.
I'm sorry. I saw a TikTok where it was saying how
Oh,
black.
so that was like an addition. I know what you're saying. Like, hey, polka dot.
Yeah.
Look at
Chill
you,
out, Mellow
polka
Yellow.
dot. When black people want to compliment someone, I do it. I am guilty of this. We're like, look at you, yellow shirt.
Or even diss them.
Right.
Yeah. Like
Yo.
chill out, Mellow Yellow.
That's, I don't know. You say it a little different.
How do I need to say it?
I don't know, but chill out, mellow yellow. It's not it.
Man, chill out, Mellow Yellow.
It's the wheeze. It's the wheeze.
It's the wheeze for me. You ever seen
How do
Wheezy
you even
from
do
Toy
that?
Story?
I don't remember.
He's the little penguin.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
We
yes.
have gotten so far. But it's
Yeah,
Caleb's.
you're right.
I just can't figure out. I be wanting guests on here, but every time we have one, I just get ignored.
What's up, polka dot? What's up? What you feeling over there? Don't feel ignored.
Yeah, how do you feel? Tell us. That's how you
That's
feel.
how-
I have a little an irk that people do to me, and I don't really care for it. And this is like when someone says, "Ooh, you should meet so and so. You two would be like really good friends." It makes me so mad because I'm like, I don't want no more new friends. I'm so like I can't have any more new. My schedule is I'm full.
I feel that.
And like every time someone says
I'm
you should
starting
meet
to
this
feel that.
person, y'all would be great friends. Like, and by the time I actually meet that person, like for some reason, because I'm a villain, I like choose to not like them. Like just on principle. Like just off the strength of like,
Because somebody said that they knew him.
Because somebody
You are
was
so
like,
rebellious.
I know you. You're gonna like this person. I'm like, no, I'm not. And in fact, when I see him, I'm hating him on sight. Like, and he did nothing wrong.
He's wild.
Man, you wilding out over there.
On site.
And it's kind of sad because I have people in my life I think that I still like low key like dislike just because
He's talking
they're
about
friends. Not maybe, I don't know. But like people like, oh, you would love him. Y'all are so alike. I'm like, nah.
Probably not.
It's hard because it's hard. So I get the whole new friends thing. If I could
don't
be
feel
friends
that
with
way.
everybody, I would be.
Yeah.
But now that I have
ain't got the
kids and
time.
everything, it's so hard to make commitments all the time. But we could start a Fortnite friendship group. If you want to be friends with Caleb, join us on Fortnite.
He only wants good talent only.
Shout out to Caleb. If y'all watched last episode, this man not only is kind, I know we harped on him a lot.
Yeah.
He's kind. He's also a great gift
You
giver.
is kind. You is important. What was the other one?
You is
I need a shade counter.
smart.
Just a shade counter. Every time Michaela throws shade at me, I need you to just.
You know, I don't feel like I'm being that rude, but like the people have told me that maybe I threw a lot of shade when I was on.
They did?
They did. That's rude, right?
That's trifling.
That's crazy.
It's rude.
I'm like, you know,
to tell
Caleb
you
can
that you
take
were-
shade. That's why I
That
give
doesn't
it.
mean I want it.
Okay, I'm sorry. This time I'm gonna be nice.
What were you saying? Can we
Insert
get into the
style.
topic? Like we have just.
Well, I mean, it started off with your sign, and I mean, now you got stuff all over the set, hanging off your chair.
Yeah.
You got a remote that doesn't even
The
belong there.
ratchetness.
This stuff.
I'm sorry.
You dirtying up my set, boy.
I'm sorry.
Question of the day.
We hadn't even done questions of the day yet. Wow.
No, it's your fault.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding.
We're going.
Oh, we are 23 minutes in.
Yeah. Can you change a tire?
Yeah.
Can I change a tire? Yes. I felt very
Can
good
you
about
change
that.
a tire?
I can.
Will I change the tire? No. Why don't you just call the service, you know?
Okay. That's my whole thing. I can. I know how. I don't anymore. I won't. Like, unless I got, like, all the time in the world and I'm in my beaters, I'm not.
And
I'm
like
not
your
changing the
pants
tire.
that you want to like get down on the
Yeah,
ground.
I got AAA now.
Right. If they're not coming fast enough and maybe I needed to be somewhere, like maybe then I would change the tire.
Only then. And there's got to be, like, nothing
Like
in my
over an
trunk.
hour wait.
See, for me, my car that I have is trash. It's like, it shouldn't be as bad as it is, but don't ever get Dodge Journey. It's love the drive, but it's terrible. So the tires always got problems.
Maybe
with
they'll
them.
give you a new car.
Huh? Did you say
I
something?
said maybe they'll give you a new car. It's trash.
Yeah. I'll take like a. Well, I don't want to.
So this question got inspired by Philip Rhodes, who chastised me because I said to him that I would rather call a tow service or call like AAA than change my own tire.
No, I think that makes
I
sense.
can.
If you pay for the service, why would you do it yourself?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I can. Philip,
I do it myself.
I'm not going to.
Also, speaking
do?
of Dodge Journey, their battery placement. I know. I'm sorry. Their battery placement is awful. Guess where their battery is on their car?
It's probably behind the tire or something. It's like by the tire.
Yeah,
So you
the
gotta, like,
front
take
driver's
off the
tire.
tire, like, to
You
get
take
to it.
off the
I don't know
tire.
nothing about none of this.
It's trifling. I was so ticked.
Why is that?
And then
The
Julia's
car is just
car.
made backwards.
Yeah, it's unacceptable.
A lot of cars are like that.
Anyways, go ahead on the next one.
So this will segue into our potentially maybe segue into the actual topic that I've been meaning to get to. I think we should change the whole name of the show to "We Were Supposed to Talk About This." But this is a question that I've been pondering for months now, just on myself. Like, can someone hurt your feelings?
Yeah.
Only if you let them. No, I'm just
No, like,
kidding.
come on, be for real, be for real. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, my feelings get hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe
Do your feelings not get hurt?
I don't know. I'm not sure
you
that
don't
someone
feel-
knows me enough to be able to hurt my feelings. Like, if you like said something about me, if it's true, well, then it happens to be true. But if it's not true, you don't know me. Like, so like I.
What about
think
someone that
my
does know
thought,
you?
That's the thing. And
So maybe we should start verbally attacking him.
like
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm trying to like think
Then you
about
would
what
know.
about my life could you bring up and be like, that's why this, or you don't do this
Mm.
well, like, and that would hurt my feelings.
Just
Like, I
ask
don't know
the old version of myself.
what is. I
hate
haven't
when people
I
do
haven't
that, though.
discovered
Yeah, I know it's really ugly.
the wound, or I haven't
Ah.
discovered the soft spot in my armor that you could pierce. I don't know.
Do you
Boy
want to
band.
discover it?
Yeah, kind of. Like,
boy band.
that's not gonna hurt my feelings if you made fun of the fact that I was in a boy band. Like that doesn't. I don't know. I just don't know that. I don't know if there's anything anybody could say, whether you know me or don't, that could hurt my feelings. Like I just don't know. And I want to find out.
I give you props. I would love to know how to do that because I am very
How to hurt someone's feelings
on the inside. Yeah. How not to
Good
be
thing
hurt.
you guys
How
brought
not
the
to
right
be
guest
hurt.
in here today. Not just
Right.
kidding.
Bro, oh my god! I just thought about that. Oh jeez.
But I lost my train of thought.
Your own inside feelings and how.
Yeah,
you
so like my own inside feelings, they are very. You can easily cut them. I will not show it on the outside.
Yeah.
But I can get hurt in my feelings, you know. But I'm also in my head a lot. In my head, zombie. Did you know that lead singer died a couple years ago?
I can't decide if ignoring when you sing is like gonna stop this behavior or if like joining in is gonna stop the behavior.
The same way you tell me how to get to stop when I see you saying "What's poppin', playa?" It's not gonna happen.
What's poppin', player?
That's how
When he's so mad when I say it.
when he calls me, hey, hello, what's poppin', play it? Don't talk to me like that. That's, every time, I'm just like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, so he tried to buy a PS5 in order to get me
Tried
to
to.
stop. No, I'm
Did.
kidding. No, he
Right
did.
over there.
Oh, I didn't. That's what I didn't finish earlier.
You didn't finish saying that.
Yeah, he's very kind, great gift giver. If you watched last week's episode, you would see that he
Biot? He biot me.
He bought me a PS5. Bought me a PS5, which I did not want to accept, but I do very much appreciate it, and I have
Why'd you
loved
do
it.
that?
Because
Why?
He's
Just
a great
'cause?
friend.
2 reasons. One,
You wanted him to be able to play with you?
he could have, but I didn't like the technology glitches that he was having with his PS4.
I knew it was like a personal thing.
I wanted to.
It was like, your style is bringing my style down, so I'm actually going to
Can't
get you
cramp
some
my
new
style.
shoes. Have a good day.
Yeah, we were playing with him, and like he was having like technical difficulties,
Yeah,
and I was
you were
like,
like, I'm
I can't
over
live
this.
like this. He needs to. I need to upgrade him. So
Do you notice Bin Laden hasn't joined us on Fortnite since?
that's fine.
It's trifling.
Anyway,
Is
let's
his
get into the
glitching?
actual topic. You know
Is this
what?
glitching?
No, it was that day, but he just
He has an Xbox though, so we don't care about him anyway.
yeah.
The topic, though, what were you saying?
Topic of the show:
Fake friends.
fake friends.
friends.
I would like to say fake/bad friends because there's a difference.
Yeah, I would say, I would agree.
Okay,
Fake friends, bad friends.
because I don't think I've ever had a fake friend. Like I haven't had a friend where I was like. The veil got torn back, and I was like, "Oh, you weren't really on my team." Like,
Do you feel like anyone's ever tried to just use you,
I don't know.
like, for your talents? Just like,
I don't think that people have ever done that. I know that like when I used to have a friend that I was very generous to with my time and my finances.
Right.
And I knew that I was being generous to this person, and I was like, you would not be able to do half the stuff you're doing right now if it wasn't for me. And I knew that. And I truly did not care because I enjoyed spending time with this person.
yeah,
But this person they never took advantage. Maybe you know what? Maybe a little
did
bit.
they expect it? Like, if did you?
Well, how
No,
old was
no,
how
no,
old
no.
was this? Like, how old were you guys when this happened?
This decade.
Okay.
So I was like this person is like
But did you do this as a kid too, or like just growing up? Like, was this like a behavior
I used to
that
steal
you...
as a kid, so I don't know.
He was the one that like went into the bathroom and shook the change out of people's pockets for lunch money.
No. But I did used to steal from vending machines. But not the point. No, I was always because I grew up poor and because I wanted to be able to share and I didn't get that opportunity. When I finally was in a position to do so,
You would do it. A lot.
I can't help myself. I have to.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to say this out loud, but my motto for myself is if I have it, you have it, and like that's just with anybody. So, but
I'd
this
love
one person would call me like every crisis. You got like $40? I'm like, yep. You got $30? I'm gonna pay you back this time.
Yeah.
No, you're not. But you can still have $30.
That's a fake friend or a bad friend?
That's a bad friend.
Yeah.
This person was a bad friend because of the way that their mind is set up. They went from crisis to crisis to crisis. They didn't know how to like
So then
stop
the problem
making bad
is,
decisions.
though, in those scenarios, is that you become the one who enables them.
Yeah, I was an enabler.
Yeah.
So I became the bad friend because I enabled.
Well, and that's one thing, like when I was thinking about this episode and the notes, I wanted to kind of preface up front is like, even if I consider someone a bad friend now, like I still cherish, first off, like certain memories we had and stuff together.
Yeah.
And also at that time in my life, they could have been what I needed and I could have been what they needed at that time. However, I also found a quote, I think it was on TikTok, and it said,
You be on TikTok a lot.
Get off of that.
That's why you got
I
that
know,
little finger
you have no room
gadget.
to talk.
I don't.
My side of the story doesn't matter anymore. Life happened. I healed. But most importantly, I learned who deserves a seat at my table and who will never sit at it again. And I just think that's a really, I mean, it's a direct quote, but it's also very,
That's a very hard reality.
yeah.
Yeah.
People
So
don't like
with-
to accept that.
You don't get to sit at my table anymore.
So with my bad friend, like there was just one more scenario that this person ruined like an evening for me, and I was like, okay, you can't have access to me anymore. And I haven't talked to that person almost in a year.
Wow.
I feel like the motto that I have kind of come to also, I don't know where I got it from, probably Instagram or something, but it was like basically like I used to just like leave the door open for people to come in and out of my life. And so it was like a new thing for me was like, okay, I'm going to close the door. And if you want to come back in, then you have to knock.
I like
And
that
I was
a
like,
lot.
wow.
I love that.
Because I
actually.
don't ever, like if someone changes, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt to allow them to change. But you're going to have to knock
I like that.
in order to get
That's
access
a really
to
good
me again.
reference. I feel like that's kind of where I'm at in my life right now.
Yeah. I think that's a good place.
Yeah, no, and I think you have to go through things in life, and you have to go through bad friendships. You
Yeah.
have to go through friendships that hurt in order to mature as a friend, mature as a person. But I think that those help shape you into who you become.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really good way to look at it.
Do you currently have a bad friend?
Caleb's like thinking he's a bad friend or
No,
something.
Caleb's a great friend.
Gang.
Caleb's a phenomenal friend. Like I am truly, not because he's here, I would say this without him. I am so incredibly thankful for you and your family.
This guy
And
right
just,
That guy right there.
I know
It's
we
too
harp
much.
on him a lot. That's just our banter, but truly,
It's too much.
Caleb has showed
Not too
up.
much, not too much.
Showed up for me more in the year that we've come really close than I've had friends who have been with me for a while.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how much I appreciate it because there's been some really hard stuff I've went through in the last year. And that's been certain addictions, certain losses in my life.
Yeah.
And at every step, he has been there. He has followed up. He has checked up.
Yeah.
And hasn't looked at anything that I'm going through as a burden.
Right.
And I think when friends do that, that's when cracks start to
Heal.
divide.
Heal.
Well,
Or-
I mean, like when friends, yes.
Gotcha.
Yes, but like when friends like look at your things, losses and stuff as a burden.
I feel like I have been guilty of that, like looking at people's things that they're going through as a burden. I don't know what like part of life that is where you're like, what you're going through is a lot. I feel like honestly, we as people have a lot of like a capacity issue or like we can only handle so much. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like for myself, I guess I've had to get better at like explaining that like what you're going through like is not too much.
Yeah.
But somehow, like, you know, in my life interaction right now, like, it is a lot for me to additionally, like, take a phone call from you, like, at whatever hour that you choose to call. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Well, and I will say there's a lot of things until you go through it, you'll never truly like see the whole picture.
Right.
And we're not going to get into losses and everything today, but we talked about this when Joel was on the show. About like especially like losing someone.
Yeah.
I've worked in hospice 13 years now. So it would have been 10 years when I lost my brother. Losing my brother and then losing my dad, all hospice knowledge and everything like went out the window. Like you,
Oh, for sure.
It hits you so much deeper. I learned so
Yeah.
much more about hospice, and it helps me be compassionate to people. But I also understand like people who don't understand like how to, and it's not necessarily be there, but like I'm not calling you in the middle of the night or anything, but he will check up on me like, you know, hey, how's
Yeah.
this going? You
Yeah.
know, or just saying, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Instead of being afraid to talk
Yeah.
about it.
I feel like at some point you have to, like, I don't know, change your mindset of like what I want while I'm going through this.
Yeah, because
And that makes you a better friend.
Yeah, and
when
you
you're
can
like,
easily
I'm gonna serve you
fall
in that way.
into as being a doormat for people in friendships. And I think when you learn to close the door and no longer just let people use your doormat, like you said, is when you start to really find those friends that are meant for you, like Caleb.
I could cry right now.
I feel like they should insert a song there. I'm not sure.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
I'll be there for you.
Mikaela, when you were talking about how,
Maybe my brain also works in that way.
Love it. That's why we have a high five count.
I was about to go for another one.
Do you want in on this?
I'm fine, thank you.
Low five?
I'm real good.
Just a little low five?
I appreciate you.
Just low five.
Buy our
Oh,
merch.
I thought he was going for it.
Buy our merch.
He played you.
So you were talking about how
Caleb,
when people
don't be a bad friend right now.
need you and you
Trifling.
have to sort of kind of gauge yourself, like, do I have the capacity
Yeah.
for this phone call? Do I have the capacity for what my friend needs right now? Do you think that's because your ability to empathize with people? Like when they call you with a situation that's heavy, do you tend to take on the weight of that situation as well?
I would say yes.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
more empath.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess if I hear like the full details of what they're going through, I will take it on. And honestly, I do that or I've done that. I'm trying to get better about even doing it with like my family.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is where I'm trying to learn language of like hearing them out and then being like, okay, like I love you and that's all I have got for today.
Hey, that sucks right now that you're going through that.
Yeah,
I feel bad
but
for
I have
you.
got to start my day.
Mm-hmm.
And that like really sucks. But honestly, I would say, and I think that this is like some of the other questions, like it's better than cutting them off.
For sure.
Because I used to just be like, I don't have capacity for what you're going through right now. And I know it's a lot, but like, it's a lot. And I would just be like, it's a lot.
And the thing is with, I'm going to reference losses because that's what I've most recently go through.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot expect someone to be on my level of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Because that would make me a bad friend.
Yeah.
Because it's a dark road. It's a long road. Grief is up and down.
Yeah.
And it could be not just losses. It could be lots of things. But to expect your friends to get down on that level with you, I think that would almost make you a bad friend. And part of that could be your grief thing. And so people would need to give grace. I think there's both sides. You can always look at both sides of the story, but I think if you're expecting someone to be there with you walk through every moment with you, like crying here, doing this, or for instance, like if you have a friend that is in a relationship that's on and off again, and you're there for them every time,
Right.
but
And you're
they
like,
keep
all right now.
and they keep going back. At some point, you're like,
Stop calling
You've
me.
gotta learn yourself.
Don't hit my line.
I'm sorry. That's a funny scenario to go through because I've gone through that. Oh, y'all broke up again?
That's crazy. Literally right there. That's
Dang.
crazy.
we're gonna get you a shirt that says that's
That's
crazy. Yes.
crazy.
Oh man. Okay, what you were talking about reminded me of a story of a time when I did have a bad friend, and my
Here we go.
feelings did get hurt.
Come on.
okay.
Let's talk about it.
And his name was
Oh.
and is Joel Driscoll.
I knew you were gonna say.
Man, no. Okay, now here's the thing. This happened more than 5, 6, 7 years ago. I am still not over this. Just playing.
We're gonna bring Joel back on for an intervention.
Nah, he can't defend himself. He was wrong, in my opinion. So I was at the church with him one night. We were playing basketball or something, and I left my wallet at the church, and I needed my wallet the next day. And he was doing something. I think he had the day off, so he had no reason to go back up to the church. And I was like, "Hey, I left my wallet there. I need my wallet, man, because I needed it for it was something I needed it for." And he texted back, "Not my monkey, not my circus." Like, he's like, "That's not my problem." And I was like, "What?" I was
At that time,
hurt.
did he have kids?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I think he might have been busy or something.
Yeah.
But that response specifically was
Was like,
got it. That's when you send the thumbs up emoji.
I
With a
was
K.
Received.
then my feelings were hurt. I was like, bro, how could you not know? Like,
Yeah, I get that. Because even, and not to harp on Joel, because we love Joel, but.
And that, oh man.
That did you wrong.
But I think even like offering, like, if you can't go up yourself, like, let me figure out, because, you know, he worked there, and so he could help.
Yeah, in my mind, like, bro, like, you got keys to the. Like, and
Or
he
he
didn't
knew
wanna
someone that
help
was
me.
there or something, yeah. But it's all right. I'll love Joel. I'll love.
Oh man. Then yeah, my feeling, because like, how do you not care about what's going on with me right now? Like, I need this.
So
and
did he know what was going on with you?
All he knew was I needed my wallet, and he was like, in my head, he was like, not my problem, and threw his phone like.
Honestly, he probably did. I need gum.
He probably did. That's crazy. Nah, so yeah, so that time, I, in my opinion, Joel was a bad friend right there in that time. But what?
I feel like though, you know, these things are like a little bit relative, or is it relative? Like, did he know what was going on? That's like the hard thing with like calling someone a bad friend or a fake friend. Like, did they know what was going on with you truly to like, he's going through something, or he like needs his wallet really bad, and like.
I may have explained the situation. I don't know.
You probably were just like, where can you help me get my wallet? And he was like, not my monkey, not my circus.
Nah. Because
I'd say I want like to watch Joel pull up receipts. He's like, nah, bruh.
This is what you said. Insert that.
I was gonna say we've always debated the name of our weekly segment. I think Mikaela should be the voice of it, and it should be called "That's Crazy."
That's
not
crazy.
No.
I think that's a good one.
I think it's good.
I think that
Can
was
we-
really
can we-
good.
can- let's
That's
just-
crazy.
We kind of talked about fake friends, bad friends.
That's fun.
Right? I'm here for it.
I just want to thank Mikaela for coming on. You can go ahead and.
Oh, exit
Fake friend.
stage right.
So we kind of mentioned. I believe there's a difference between fake friends and bad friends.
Yeah.
I can honestly say I feel like I've had one fake friend.
Okay, so when you say you had a fake friend, like, remember when I said earlier, like, the veil was like pulled back, and you were like, "Oh, you weren't really like a
faking it this whole time."
Honestly,
like." I don't like. Is that what you mean, like a fake friend? Like, you found out this person like wasn't really like a friend. Like, what? Without telling their name, without saying Joel's name, what did it look like?
It was not Joel, but it is someone you know. And it was within the last, I would say, year. I feel like this person used me for like, because I will listen.
Yeah.
I will be a friend and I will support, support you. But I feel like this person on multiple instances used me to like get my support, and then instantly made the switch. And I don't want to go into details. So I don't tell
Name them and shame them.
Yeah, so Mikaela just, just kidding.
Name her and shame her.
Mikaela is also a great friend, new friend, like we mentioned, but you are a blessing to know, just so you know that.
Oh, thank you. That was
But this person I do feel like used me and my empathy and then turned it around on me. And so when I took a step back and I saw the big picture of like what had happened, I mean, I was mad. I was ready to pull out receipts.
Yeah.
And now, you know what? It was for the best. It is what it is. I don't think they were intentionally trying to be a fake friend.
But that's what it was.
And I think some people use people.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But in my experiences, when I talk about a bad friend or a fake friend, in my eyes, they were a good friend at one point.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Yeah. And it's hard to
Then see, like, to even say that then the veil was removed and you're like, you've been a fake friend all along.
Yeah. And that's what I would classify as like fake versus bad. Because that one, the veil was torn back, and it was like an instant. I was like, whoa, what
then
just
you
happened?
like still had moments that were good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like hard to
and I'm not the
separate
person, like, if we're not friends, I still have love for you. And
Yeah.
like, I'll have love for your family, like everything.
Yeah.
I cherish every memory, every picture, because that's a huge part of my
That
life.
used to
I
not
can't
be
get that
me.
time back.
I would just delete it
Right?
straight up.
Yeah.
Erase.
Yeah. And some people,
I got
like,
a
they
friend
won't
I
ever,
probably
like,
have no photos
oh, that
of.
was the worst friend ever. We never had a good
Yeah.
time. Nah.
We did.
There were some great
Yeah.
times.
It's taken maturity though for me to like be able to hold two things at once.
No, and I agree. I think maturity is a huge thing in it.
It reminds me of, like, two things can be true at the same time. You're a bad friend in this season, but you were also a good friend in another.
Yeah. No, and I think kind of your example earlier about the door, I've never heard that, but I'm going to use that because I
Use it.
love that.
I feel like mentally I need that.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
feel like
shutting the door. You need to knock.
Yeah, I feel like that's where I'm at. Like, I'll open the door and I'll
Yeah.
look out and I'll be like, yeah, there were some good times, but I'm going to close it because I don't need any further hurt or resentment.
I've been used before.
Do you want to share? Do you want to?
Yeah, no, I feel like I have always had a decent personality. No, I've
You have
honestly
a great
like,
personality.
the Lord has honestly given me a lot of favor in situations and like leadership roles and stuff. And I have had friends who will like piggyback on that to like get to where they want to go. Which like I'm not famous, or like
Yeah.
anything like that, but it's like they will use whether it's like my confidence or like something that I'm bringing, and then all of a sudden they'll be in like the position that they want to be in, and somehow like I'm getting iced out of it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, like this was maybe your plan the entire time
Yeah.
to like get to this level, and then like somehow like make me feel like everyone's against me. Yeah, so I guess I have been in a situation
Yeah.
where it's like, oh wow, you've been a fake friend.
And also when you start, like when you have those fallings out and you have that feeling of like, okay, now they're going to be like talking all this stuff about me.
Yeah.
I now, like, I don't care.
And they ringlead it.
Yeah.
The fake friend does.
Yeah. And I
Like, you guys want to know
care
about
less, because I know
She's
that
so judgy.
if someone's going to just listen to their opinion and, change their opinion on me because of what they say, then they weren't meant for me either.
Right.
People know my character. They know my heart. And
Are we relishing in our hurt over here?
I'm still mad about Joe. No,
he's still harping on it.
I'm playing. I'm just taking in what you guys are saying. Like, I wonder, do I have people currently in my life that like they smile in my face, but like when I'm not in the room, like they talk bad about me? I'm just wondering. Like, I don't think that those people exist.
I will tell you,
Lord, I want to find out
the fake
if they
friend
are
I
real.
was talking about did that with me and another person. And I felt like I was very used in that situation. That's all I'm going to say about it.
I've had fake like coworker
I'm not hurt
friends.
about it anymore, but I just
will
don't
have-
wanna-
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
I've had like fake coworker friends, like people that smile in my face, but then like they'll go like to like our
Oh.
manager. We'll share
Right,
a
right,
manager,
right,
and they're
right,
like, Caleb is doing this, and I'm like,
Toxic work environments could be an episode.
yo, that's the next one we doing.
I think that like I see it as like the playground, like the elementary school
Yeah.
playground, like still exists in
Oh,
the
yeah.
workplace.
100%.
It cracks me up because
It's like,
everyone
oh, we're
will be
doing
like,
like Mean Girls.
I left
Cool
high school
girls.
for a reason.
You didn't.
Yeah, no,
you're
hi-
still there.
it's
and
worse
you're
than
still
high school.
gossiping.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I don't really have to deal with all of that.
Yeah. And I've been in some really bad office settings.
The office is the place for some fake
Yeah.
people.
I've made some of the best friendships I've had at work. Though.
Yeah, no, for real. And
But
even
some of them can be so fake. That's
yeah,
so-
even if we part ways on work, like I still cherish that person and everything.
Yeah. But it's interesting in those settings, though, like sometimes I feel like when people have something to gain, they're willing to like cut you to get there.
But, oh, they're willing to throw you under the wheels so fast of that bus.
Yeah.
You know, Caleb was late to work yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, where did
Put
that
my
happen?
business out there for it. So,
They're like, so now I would
30
like the
seconds,
promotion.
Beverly.
gosh.
Yeah.
What was like the notion or like the discovery that let you know or let you realize you were being used? Because you were talking about like you had friends that like used you
Yeah.
to get to specific places. Where was the light bulb? You were like,
Oh,
I was used.
yeah. I think it's like when you have access to a group
Mm-hmm.
and like that other person doesn't. And so then you like vouch on their behalf and you're like, oh, like this person's so great. Like, yeah, like we should invite them into this circle to like help us do this project, to do this thing. And then like at some point I started to get busy. So I was like less available. And so then this person like inserted themselves into the group and like they got there because I vouched for them. And then at some point they're in the group and then they're like, let's talk about Mikaela and like the things that we like, or it's honestly like just like that person, like he was talking about me, like, and all the things that he didn't like or whatever, and saw as my flaws, and then like would actually like share them in those settings. And so I think at one point it started getting back to me, but then it was also like, why am I showing up to this event and like feeling like y'all have talked something, or like, you know, like I've done something and I haven't even been here. And then it's like, oh wow, like I opened the door for you to get here, and now you have like some way turned people to like make me feel weird about like, you know,
I wish there was a way to
showing
like
up to the setting. It's just a wild world.
give advice to people, like saying, "Hey, this is how you watch out for like a potentially fake friend."
Mm.
Because I
It's
don't think
hard.
there's no way to like tell. 'Cause
No,
they play
honestly,
the part well.
They do.
I feel like it's when you take a step back and you like aren't in contact with that person and you kind of see the full picture.
yeah.
And you can even see the full picture of mistakes you made
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
in that friendship. But when you take a step back and realize, man, I should have been out of that a lot sooner than
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Do you think that in friendships there needs to be an even exchange of something, like a give and a take? Like, what am I getting from this friendship? What am I giving to this
Yeah.
friendship?
Even
Some
as
reciprocity.
I mean, there needs to be an exchange. Even as hard, because then I think if you're looking at like
Oh yeah.
50-50.
I've had friends like that.
Yeah, like, oh, well, I've done
I spent
this.
$5, so now you need to spend $5.
Yeah, that's different. But I think if you have
Well, I
some,
didn't mean monetary, but
no, I
Yeah.
know, but I'm just saying in general, like effort and everything. But if you have someone who
That's
is
exhausting.
truly never pouring back into you, I mentioned this, I think last week when we were talking.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it's an issue.
okay.
But I think obviously if you're giving 80 or 70% and they're just there for that 30, then
Yeah.
that's not really a good friend.
I feel like sometimes though you can identify if they're like potentially going to burn you. If like we became, or I guess I should say for myself, if I became like less caught up in like the fun or the excitement or the, you know, and you like actually listen to what they're saying. Because a lot of the times, and I remember this like growing up, like if a friend was like gonna talk bad about like their best friend to you, like 99% of the time,
Yeah.
they're gonna talk about you also. So it's like people will reveal their cards, but like, are we willing to like listen and see them?
And
Or we're
that's-
like,
yeah.
like, let's just overlook this. And then I even feel like their trauma is also,
Mm-hmm.
you know, of like they've felt like the outsider in most of their life. And so what are the odds that they're about to like try to do that to you?
We should actually make our next episode on trauma.
Okay.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Sorry,
Dang,
I
I don't
didn't-
realize that I do that all the time. You really pulled it right out of me.
No, that's I completely agree though.
Second to last question.
What is the hardest part of friendships falling apart? I will say the hurt.
I was crying.
You know, people
Yeah.
talk about like
That's a grief in and of itself.
it is. It
Yeah.
is. Phineas, Billie Eilish's brother.
I thought you were talking about Phineas and Ferb.
Me
No.
too.
I was like, what are you about to say?
Nah, he
on that last episode I was watching.
Julia, what's the name of that song? He wrote
Who is
it.
Phineas?
He's Billie Eilish's brother. He
Is,
also
is he
this-
like a singer?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But he actually
Okay,
wrote a
Phineas.
song about like the meaning behind it was about the hurt from a friendship, and it's
Yeah.
like one of my favorite. It's a popular song.
Never
It's
heard
the one
of
I
it.
used to sing on the piano, Julia.
Never heard of Phineas.
I lost a friend. Oh,
We're talking
It's
about friendships, and
honestly
you
a
couldn't
deep
think of
hurt.
that song.
but it's you should listen to that song. It's true. There's some of my worst
I've had to
heartache was from
grieve.
a loss
Yeah.
of a friend, and not them passing away, but just like
Literally. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, because you can still go through the stages of grief in the loss of a relationship.
And I was gonna say actually on what you had just said a second ago, I feel like a lot of times I have always kept a blind eye to the signs. Because when I did take a step back, there were many times
Yeah.
I'm looking and I'm like,
No,
my
they're a good
behavior
person.
changed too because I became resentful. I became irritated, and the quickest thing would annoy me, and so
Yeah.
it was just bickering. And I think that's the point when you should realize if you're starting to like become negative and not enjoying everything all the times when you're around this person, maybe like take a self check, look at things, because I did not, and I let it go on for so long, even if people told me.
Now, this is where my toxic trait, or it was, I feel like I've gotten better. But like if we have had a friendship for a really long time, and like I've had to like in counseling, like be like, okay, like, yes, you had that friendship for 6 years, but you got a lot of life left. So it's like, okay, I need to like cut ties here. But the loyalty in me is like,
Same.
no,
Yeah.
like we've had those 6 years and like, we'll never get those 6 years back.
And there's still a part of me that
Yeah.
like always like from time to time that be like, let me just have lunch, because also I hate
You need to like have like a group chat or something where you're like, I'm thinking about having lunch with this person. We're gonna be like, no,
Well, and
we're coming for lunch right now.
This brings
We're about
up
to come rescue you. You don't go to lunch.
I love that.
Don't go to lunch.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
No.
Don't forget to make them knock.
But I also feel like when friendships are left on red, and what I mean by that is when you don't have a closing
Yep.
to that friendship, that's hard.
Because that other person, it feels like they hold the power.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know what you hold against me.
Yeah.
I had a friend, and his
Gotta let that go.
and I've learned.
Yeah.
Well, I'm learning too. I had friends. We were friends for years. My wife became friends with them as well, and to see where it's at now, like we've had someone delete us off Facebook. I hate that. Like, and there was no conversation, no rhyme, like no reason that we were ever told. Just one day, blocked
no
out of their
longer
life,
friends.
and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
For all the years and effort that both of us put into a friendship, like, could there be decency to have a conversation?
Yeah.
And also, like, don't just cold shoulder me. Like, I still, when I see you, I'm excited and happy to see you.
Yeah.
Don't be hateful.
Yeah.
That's what's wrong with this world.
Yeah.
It's hatefulness. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, like, I will want to, like, demand a conversation. Like, something in me is like, you need to say why you're upset with me. Like, just so I can have closure.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you don't want to, like, back someone into a corner and, like, they don't have the words to say it. Or they're, like, they're going to bite you.
And also...
Do you want to be bitten, or would you rather just, like, not know?
True. And you also... We were talking about kind of apologies last week. If you're going into that closure conversation expecting an I'm sorry from that person, I think you should wait. Honestly, I think at that point, what I had mentioned earlier, my side of the story doesn't matter. I've life happened. I moved. I healed. You can heal, but if there's still something like maybe you do need some closure, don't go in just being like, well, you did this to me. I don't understand why. Like, I need an I'm sorry, because I don't need the I'm sorry anymore. I don't. The I'm sorry is no longer us being friends, and that is great for me. And that's a hard truth.
This person is receiving this message. I'm just...
No, I mean to say this. I want to say this with love, because I have nothing but love for these people in my life. Truly, I know, like, I really do. And I think that's why it still stings, because I'm just like, I want you to know that I just love you no matter what. We don't have to be close, but I will always have love for you.
I love you and goodbye.
Yeah. Goodbye. No, I'm kidding.
Really though, like, I love you and you're no longer good for my life.
I don't know why that question's on here. Oh,
That's because you goofy.
yeah, it kind of goes with our next one.
No, because stop it. Cut it out. Don't do it.
Don't do a question.
Not that one.
I'm not. Which one do you think I'm doing?
Doesn't matter. Go on.
I was gonna say, have you ever had to cut someone out of your life?
Yes.
No. Well, yeah, I explained mine where I
Yeah.
had to. Like, I remember I lost touch with a friend, and I was like, man, we don't talk anymore, and I'm bummed about that. But I'm also very fine not reconnecting that friendship. Like, I'm like, okay, we fell apart, and I'm cool. But there's also people that I'm like, dang, I wish we still talked, because like, he's such a great hang. I was gonna say vibe, but I don't want to say vibe. He's such
Caleb loves the word
sure.
vibe. He's just vibing. Everything's
Anyway,
a vibe.
yeah, he's such a dope friend, but like, I haven't talked to this dude in like 8 months, and I'm like, it hurts, but I'm also like, you ain't text me either, so I'm gonna let this one ride. I'm gonna let it ride, and I want him to text me, but he won't.
Isn't that interesting?
I'm the problem. I'm kidding.
Like,
It's
caring,
not you. You text me every day.
like when you're caring too deeply about a person, like, becomes like it hurts you in return. Like,
And
I just want to, like,
he's not thinking about me.
Yeah.
I feel like
Joel,
Maybe
I
he is.
Joel
I hope
text him.
I hope he is. But
I'm kidding.
If you are, text
Yeah.
me, please.
You and
'cause
Joel are still. I don't want people to think you and Joel are beef, because you and Joel are best friends. So
I hate Joel.
no. I was gonna say, kind of qualities of a good friend. Not to go back to pumping Caleb's head up, because he doesn't need it anymore.
Right.
But one thing I can say,
he's on songs now.
we know the time. There's gonna be plenty to cut.
Pump it up.
Yeah, we got to cut a lot of my unwrapping. So
Sorry.
She said,
She gave us the eyes. But one thing I've noticed, and I think when you're younger, you just kind of go with the flow. Kind of backstory on me. I was bullied when I was younger.
Yeah.
And so specifically friendships with guys were really hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've learned now like what that looks like, but that could be a whole nother thing on its own. But if someone is only caring about their interest, and they never take time to really explore your interests,
Right.
I think that is a red flag that you should look for in a friendship, because I never saw that. But then I had Caleb who showed up and who doesn't love WWE, who bought WWE tickets for us to go to the show. Like, and yeah, I'm not saying because he bought me something, because Caleb, we have said that he buys stuff, but it's also other things. He'll come over and watch wrestling, even if he's not into it at that time. Like if he, and it goes both ways. It should go both ways.
You know what I said about it though? I said I'm not a fan of wrestling, but I am a fan of Levi being a fan of wrestling.
And that's a true friend.
I'm not.
I would agree.
I'm not into it. And I still ain't into it. But hey,
I disagree with that statement.
He can get into it.
Oh,
look, whatever.
I will always reference Royal Rumble where he was like, "I gotta leave at 9:30, 10 o'clock."
Move on.
I'm actually into it.
Good. So yeah, you were talking about qualities.
Good qualities of
what are the
friend.
most important qualities about a friendship to me? For me, it's you. I love friendships that are tough. Like I don't want like a yes guy or like a friend that always agrees with
wild.
me.
That's crazy.
I feel like
You want a friendship
I feel like
that's
I'm a yes
tough.
guy though.
Yeah, like a little bit, but like here's the thing. One, so there's something
interesting.
about Joel that makes him my best friend, and that he's never tiptoed around me. He's never been afraid to challenge me on something. He's never been afraid to ask me on something that's like tough or difficult.
Yeah.
And him being white and me being black, he's never tiptoed around me me being black. And that's a big thing to me, because he sees that I'm black, but it's I know that he cares, but it's like he doesn't care. Like, he will, like, he says the word black, like he doesn't go, he's not politically correct about my blackness, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Not everybody does, but I appreciate that he's always said black. Like, he's made jokes about things that like certain people wouldn't, because they just don't know if it's okay. But like, he's a good friend will test the friendship. Like, not just trying to see what they can get away with, but they want to like find out, like, hey, how tough are we going to be in this? Like, how committed are you? How committed are we? And Joel and I have had shouting matches, mostly him shouting at me, but like the qualities that I look for in a friendship, like, which is why I don't really want a lot of new friends, is most of the friendships I have are wildly icing on cake. But like, Joel is one of those people, like, he's a root.
Yeah.
And I like, those are the ones that I want to, like, I want
a soul
roots.
friend.
I don't need leaves.
You don't need branches that are going to break.
And branches and flowers on trees, those are so beautiful. And I love them when they come around.
And they're enticing. They make you want to,
But like, you were there for a hot second, and you were beautiful while you lasted. But like, I love friends that go deep. Like, and if you want that friendship, I will match that energy 100%.
Yeah.
I match energy. So if you want to be fluff and keep it casual, I'm all for it. Like, I mean, I may not have a lot of time for it, but I'm all for it. Like, hey, how you doing? Great. You too? Great. Fortnite's awesome.
Yeah.
But like, if you want to ask me, hey, how's it really going with you? Oh, I'll let you know. But do you really want to know? Like, or are you just trying to be a fake friend?
And expose you.
And even if you wanted to, like, and like, the people that need to know about me know about me.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't take social media seriously. But
there are like circles of friends. Like, I feel like where you're saying like fluff friends, like, there are seasons where like those friendships are good for what they're worth.
And I love those fluff friends.
Like, they
make
things they make things fun. And like, even like your soul friends, like Joel probably doesn't have a ton of time to like hang out or like have those intentional conversations with you, but there are those who can show up for pickleball, or like, so it's like, there are circles. And I guess as I've moved to different places, I've realized, like, I don't know, you can make soul friends and those friendships can stay, but like, they may not be the people you're doing life with every day.
Exactly. Yeah. No, and you can it's like when you
and
see
both
them,
are still important.
Yeah, you can see them and pick right back up. No, because I have we have a couple of friends that are soul friends, Brandy and Zach. I've been friends with her since high school, and that's a soul friend. I mean,
Yeah.
I love that. I feel like you should have thrown the mic, like dropped the mic like Mikaela did. You know, like just that was
Push
good.
it away.
I actually hate those moments on podcasts. Where people like say something profound and they're like,
Okay,
that's
in my
what-
defense, I was sharing a mic.
That's true.
"You were," and
Yeah.
So, I mean, buy another mic next time.
For me,
we on a budget.
qualities
Right.
of a good friend. I've kind of shared some. I think being able to be interested in their life.
Yeah.
But loyalty and trust is a huge thing for
Yeah.
me. So I'm a very loyal person,
Yeah.
loyal to a fault many times, but also trust. I will tell you things that are deep within my soul. There's things you know that not hardly anybody else knows.
Yeah.
And if I can trust you with that and
Yeah.
know that you're not going to later say something or
Yeah.
tell other people or use it as a blackmail receipt,
right.
then that's a huge quality for me.
Yeah.
Not that it's a black, but I mean, you know,
Yeah. Use it to hurt you.
yeah, because if I'm
Use
telling
your
you something
vulnerability
that's
against
deep,
you. Yeah.
it hurts me still.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely look for people who are consistent.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's like a big, like, either green flag or red flag for me.
Yeah.
Like, I've had friends who are like super involved in one season and then like, and I understand, like, you know, you have time commitments, but like, I feel like, yeah, just being consistent. Like, will you make time still for the friendship, whether that's a call or showing up?
Yeah.
It's like, if we can't be consistent here, then I kind of know where you lie in the circles.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think those are all good points. What I am going to say, because of time, I think we need to go to the weekly segment, but I would like to put a pin in this and maybe
Pick it up at trauma.
No, I want to hit trauma, but I think what we should do is, if you guys have questions about fake friends, or I'm talking to our subscribers and viewers, or anything that you would like discussed, not that you need our opinion on it, but like let us know, and I think we
Yeah.
should have you back. Give it a, like whenever you want. I was gonna say give it a
They're
month.
already inviting me back. I'm feeling really
Well,
good.
just because-
I'm feeling
Can
blessed,
we
grateful,
consistency
thankful,
As
blessed.
the host, can we
we
have a
talk
side
about
conference
it?
about whether or not we
You
have?
said,
Yeah, we're gonna have Mikaela and Joel
I love
on
you, Levi.
for,
He said, I think
um,
I want to have you back.
for bad friends, or just just
Wow, that was good.
friendships.
I appreciate it.
Friendships part 2, because I think they're
Levi, you
listen.
are a good friend.
Thank you. Because we have a lot of questions that we didn't touch, and I think there's a lot of examples, and you guys have really dropped the mic on some things that have honestly impacted me
Wow.
and my thoughts. So I think that there's some more that we could really touch into this.
Yeah, friendships are.
It's
They
deep.
affect us.
Yeah, it's hard. And so I think we should bring Joel, let you guys squash out that beef from years
We'll
ago.
start there,
Nah,
and
me
then
and Joel
I'll
just-
come
Me
in.
and Joel just gonna fight. That's all we gonna
We'll
do.
put a boxing ring up here.
Right.
But
We
are
can
you
set-
good with that? I mean, we can talk off camera. We can,
Yeah, don't agree on camera.
I'm
Clearly, he's
good with it.
Michaela's like, I'm out.
We can totally have Mikaela on.
I feel like maybe I should be like a, like not a guest, like the person who keeps coming back.
Like a
A recurring guest.
Yeah, like a co-host. I'm thinking that I should be a co-host, but like, yeah,
We'll see.
they have judges like that who just like pop in.
Yeah, a recurring guest, and
Yeah.
but you'll see Mikaela more.
Maybe
on
I should. Maybe I should call me a sister instead of a guest.
So it's time for our
That's
weekly
Sister
segment.
Mikaela, y'all.
Hey, sister
It's time
Michaela's
for our
back.
weekly. Hey, it's time for our weekly segment called "That's,
crazy.
That's crazy. Wait, I love that.
Gosh,
That's gonna be a thing.
So I will say,
Is that for real?
I don't know, but it sounds great. When you're on, yes.
Okay, right. Fake friend. And they're
No.
about to pull. I'm about to pull back the veil when
Right.
you guys air the next episode, and they're like, "We're not calling it that anymore."
Yeah, she's gonna be like, do not watch this podcast. These are fake friends.
Right.
So we're gonna go into our rants, praises, whatever you want to talk about. I will state that
I
these.
actually do love That's Crazy.
I do
That's
too.
crazy.
I hate that.
I
I like
know.
it.
I love
I
that.
hate it.
And you know what? Julia can turn that into a weekly segment, like, that's crazy, and then go. Anyways,
Then I will hate it.
oh no, you don't.
All right, go on. Come on, let's hurry up. Wrap it up.
I know that my rant is something I've talked about, but this is when I am out and about now, I write down things that tick me off while I'm out. And there has been a couple situations lately. So first off, I want to talk about traffic again because people.
Why do you keep going back to traffic? We
It
really need to pray for you. You need
And
to take
she's not
this
even
to
on
the
our group
altar.
chat. Thank you.
because here's the thing.
You gotta let it go. It's always
You
gonna
want me to
exist.
tell you what happened to me last week?
We don't have time for it. Not just kidding.
I was merging, and this has happened to me multiple times in the last 2 weeks. I feel like people are becoming more aggressive, and it's ticking me off.
Yeah.
And less respectful. I'm getting
That's
over
disrespect.
the cars that are supposed to like let you merge over.
Yeah.
Will race up so you can't
for
get
sure.
past. Well, that happened, and so I was like, okay, I'll get behind them. Every single person then just cut me off till I was on the side of the highway. Like there was nowhere
That's
to go.
crazy.
It
That's
is crazy, and I'm like, have a little decency.
Yeah, I
and
understand.
respect.
That's really rude.
That ticks me off. Learn
It is
how to
rude.
merge. Learn how to drive. Learn how to be respectful of other
Yeah.
people on the road. Less car wrecks.
I think that I'm like easily as frustrated. I just don't talk about it.
Oh,
I talk about it in the car, I guess.
Yeah, I do
And there's
too.
nobody else there.
Well, with my wife, I have bad road rage. She can attest to it, but it's only in the car. Typically, I will not say anything to some person, or I may have told people they're the number one driver a few times. I do not do that anymore because I almost got in a fight over it. So, I mean, that was a long time ago. I haven't never done that in a long time. What you guys got?
That was Chad.
That's
That was Chad.
crazy. So mine is, if you are at any live event, any, and I mean any live event, and you decide that you have something to say loudly, you're a horrible person. And if you're
They
with
felt
people
that.
and they let you say something, they're worse people than you.
Or the people at a concert who try to yell over the music.
I was at
tell them.
a concert yesterday, and there was a dude like in the back who kept like during like a moment of silence, he would like try to shout something, and I'm like, he's a bad person, and the people he's with are worse than he is because they're letting him do it. Like if I'm with you
Like,
and you
sit
decide
down.
you have something to say, I'm elbowing you in your ribs. Shut up! Don't you dare. Like, it's happened at concerts, like at comedy shows, like when like you don't like a joke that a comedian said and you got something to say about it. I wish I had a friend that would like try to stand up and like shout out and interrupt the show. I hope I find a friend that does it because I can't wait to punch that person in the face.
Do you want me to just do it at your show and you can get it over with?
No, like I just
Punch you in the face as you stand
lifelong
up.
No, because
dream.
like, dude, I went to go see a comedian, a very famous comedian, a very controversial famous comedian, and he said something, and somebody in the crowd had an issue with it, and they decided to stand up.
Was it
They
Harrison
were-
Butker?
No, but like this dude, like she didn't like what he said, and so she stood up to like shout at him, and she interrupted the entire comedy show. And I'm like, how are your friends around you not one embarrassed, two immediately mad at you for like
Oh, yeah.
thinking, yeah, go ahead. This is the time to voice your opinion. You're a horrible person, and the people around you are also horrible people.
Yeah.
And I like, oh boy. Like
I also
that-
hate it when you're in movies and people just start like talking in the middle of the movie.
that one. I'm kind of I can go either way.
If you're in a movie theater,
I
Talking,
could go
or
either-
like
I could-
commenting on the movie.
like
I could
both.
go either
Both.
way. I went to
I can be a
see.
talker.
I went to see a scary movie.
Like in the movie theater?
Depends on the movie.
I think it does.
I can be like,
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you're like, oh my gosh, Becky, did you see that part?
So
yeah, it's a
here's the
lot.
thing. It depends on the movie because I went to go see Paranormal Activity in a movie theater in the hood, and it was all black folks in there.
That's
and
hilarious.
it was the
That was
best time
probably
of
the
my
most
life.
comical thing.
I would love that.
I was no longer scared, so I was so happy because black people kept talking during the movie and ruining all the jump parts. I was like, this is so great. I'm not scared.
Yeah.
And there was like a scene
That's
where
so
like the
funny.
entire house is trashed, and some black person in the back goes, now who's gonna clean this up? And I lost it. Like,
That is hilarious.
it was the best time of my life.
I
By
will-
all means,
I will
talk.
tell you, and I've said this before. One of my best movie experiences is when I went and saw Medea's Family Funeral in theaters. Me and Julia went, and it was full. And I will tell you, those are my people.
This is too much.
No,
Not too much. Not too much.
Like, the part where Medea is slapping Hattie, and because Hattie's starting to talk, and she's like, "Pop." I can tell you for the next like 2 minutes we could not hear the movie because everyone was laughing and getting into that movie. So
That sounds like a good time.
It was a blast.
So maybe you can talk in theaters. I don't know. Just you better make it funny.
Right.
The
whole crowd better
be
laugh.
Funny. Anyway, Mikaela, you got something for the team?
I feel like you guys have just
For your show?
carried it away. For my show. Okay, I feel like it should be normal to like talk to people just as if they're like people that you know. Like never meeting a stranger.
Yeah.
I feel like I am very bold. So, for example, I asked we had a dating podcast, remember that?
Yeah.
I asked my date, I don't think you'll ever watch this. I asked him to stop and get an AirPod that I lost at the store. And yeah, this was the thing. So I asked him to stop before the date because it was in his area and I didn't want to have to travel there like an extra 30 miles. I thought it was like completely normal to be like, hey, could you please stop there like on your way? And I realized I ask things of people that I don't have like equity with. And that throws people.
Such an intelligent word. Go on.
Mm-hmm.
That throws people like, oh, like, why are you asking me that? Like, you don't know me. But I'm like, I don't know. If I see a stranger, like, I would say, like, hey, you got something in your teeth.
Yes.
Or, like, hey, like, I don't know. I like those shoes. Like, in the shoe aisle at Nordstrom Rack, like, those are my favorite friends.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, like, let's talk about your shoes.
Yeah.
I love those. Those look good on you.
I think in social media is kind of
Never meet a
cause
stranger.
it. But yeah, like people don't be shy because you
Just
never know.
talk.
You can make a connection like with someone. And
Yeah.
there was one time at Target, Julie and I were in the dollar section, and Julia was pregnant and she had a scarf on, and this lady was like, "Oh, I love your scarf," which that then led to a 30-minute conversation with this couple. They
Human
just moved
kindness.
here, and I wish like we
I
would
love
have ran
that.
into those
I really
people
love
again.
that.
Yeah,
Like it fills your cup. I feel like it fills theirs, and you
Yeah.
just like
and
live
it wasn't
a better
hard.
life.
We walked away and we're like,
Wow,
I've never had that happen before. That was really cool.
Yeah,
Complete strangers, and we learned all
Yeah.
about they had just moved. I can't tell you everything now.
yeah.
Um,
But it was relevant, and it
Yeah.
was meaningful.
yeah,
It felt like you were doing life together.
yeah, and I didn't even know these people,
I realize not everyone sees life like that.
which I get with all the
Caleb clearly is on that other
Yeah,
side.
I could tell. But
No new friends.
well, and
Ah,
I can get with.
I don't
all
wanna be your
the
friend. I just wanna
dangers
be
and like weird
cool with
people in
you.
this world. How people
Yeah.
do shy away. I think you can kind of sense people's
for sure.
energies a little.
I just love to like, I don't know, just jump right in.
I love that.
Like, let's just like scratch. We don't have to talk about the surface. Like, you said something that's meaningful. Like, let me just go ahead and like talk to you about that.
Yeah,
And then we
love
walk
that.
away and we never see each other again.
I don't talk to strangers.
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Folks,
We would
this
like
has
to
been-
thank you for
Took it right out of his
having
mouth.
Caleb for
That's crazy.
as our guest this week. I am Levi. This is Mikaela.
Yes,
We are the
we're so
host of
happy
That's
to
How
be
You
here.
Feel. Caleb, thanks for joining us on this episode.
Yes, thank
I'm
you,
just going to
Caleb.
go ahead and say what you're going to say.
I'm see you next week.
That was a,
No,
oh
wait.
my gosh,
I
I'm
might
a fake,
see you next week.
I'm a fake friend. I just was trying to climb the ladder here. And now I'm ready to push you out. That's crazy.
the perfect way to end this.
That's crazy.
Awesome. We will see you guys next week. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And also, if
That's
you
crazy.
want to know, follow us on socials because we do have a website and some merch coming. We do have the stickers. They're ready for sale. So we'll see y'all next week.
See you next week.
That's crazy.
We will see you, me and Levi. Probably not this other guy.